Rise FMers, welcome back to another Football Manager video, and today I am doing a tutorial to show you how to download all of MrTini23's retro databases. In today's video we will be covering the FM24 2017-2018 retro database with the Regen files and how to add the Regen faces to your game. If you are watching this tutorial and you're not trying to download the 2017-2018 database, do not worry, every single download applies the same way. So no matter if you're downloading an 0708 database, a 9495, it does not matter, you can download this database the same way as you watch on this video. Like I said boys, this 2017-2018 retro database is owned by MrTini23. If you want access to this database, go to the top link in the description to his Patreon. You can subscribe for just £7.50 a month and get access to a whole load of new databases, which are so important in these days of FM where the game's been delayed and there's not much to do. I highly recommend you check them out. There's hours and hours of work that go into these databases. Go and show him some support. But boys, let's get into the main part of the video. I'm going to show you how to download any of MrTini23's retro databases. Let's go. Okay boys, welcome to MrTini23's Patreon page. Now, I am on the post of the database I'm going to be installing today, the FM24 1718 v1.2 alpha database mod package. The full database should be coming out, MrTini said, between mid-April and the end of the April month. As you can see as well, once you have got access to MrTini23's Patreon, you can download all these other mod packages. There's a 1314 one and 0708 one. If you are somebody watching the video today that's installing one of them mod packages, this exact way I'm going to install the 1718 also applies to you. So as you can see, in the 1718 we have all of the things, including we have the graphics, the faces, the Regen mod itself. Of course boys, if you want to get the link, I'm not going to scroll down and leak his link and make MrTini go bankrupt, so make sure you go to that top link. Like I said, go subscribe to his Patreon and then you can access the link for all of the download folders. I'm going to now move to the download website, which you will see once clicking the link just below this post. I'm going to show you now boys what the download folder looks like. So boys, we now find ourselves on a download website called Go File. Like I said, if you go to the FM24 1718 post and scroll down below what I've shown you, you will get the link to this website. As you can see in here, we have the mod pack, we have the Regen mod, the editor data, the filters, the game setup, the games, the graphic, and the views. Now, there's two different ways you can do this. You can either download every single one individually, so the Regen mod, the editor data, the filters, the game setup, the games, the graphics, the views. You can click download on the right here for every single one and download them separately. What I'm going to do today, boys, and what I would recommend is this folder here at the top, the 1.fm24 1718 v1.2 mod pack. If you just download that mod pack, it has all of the things in that are below. So in that complete mod pack package that's 8.9 gigabytes, you get the Regen mod, the editor data, the filters, blah blah blah. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to be downloading the top one. I have already downloaded this before boys, but when you click download, you can download it to your Sports Interactive folder. If you're unaware, on your desktop PC, your Sports Interactive folder is the folder where all of your Football Manager files sit. I'm going to go download it now. Be back in a second. Right boys, the folder has finished installing. As you can see, I am in my Sports Interactive folder. If you don't know how to find this, if you go to your documents on your desktop and click into Sports Interactive, you are going to find every Football Manager folder that you have downloaded or installed. As you can see, it is at the top there, 1.fm24 1718 v1.2 mod pack, the same as the file from the Go File website. If we click into here, as you can see, we've got a Football Manager 2024 folder and a 1718 Regen mod. If you have downloaded that top folder that was 8.9 gigabytes, this is what you should be seeing when clicking into the folder. But the first step now, what we are going to do, and like we say, this applies to every other database, we need to rename our current Football Manager folder to a different name other than Football Manager 2024. So as you can see here, I have a folder called Football Manager 2024, and this is the current game. And underneath as well, I have a Football Manager 2024 folder called Retro 0708. What this means is, if your folder is called Football Manager 2024, it will run that version of the game. So for example, if the one that had Retro 0708 was only called Football Manager 2024, 2024, it would run 0708 as long as the one that is currently called Football Manager 2024 was called something different. So of course, for this database, we need to rename our current folder so it doesn't load the current graphics, the current players, etc. So what we are going to do now, we're going to right click, we're going to go on to rename, and you can call this anything you want. I'm just going to call this Football Manager 2024 current game. This means now when we do the next step of going into the FM24 1718 folder, we can drag this folder now called Football Manager 2024 by left clicking in and holding into the Sports Interactive folder. folder. As you can see, it's highlighted to move to Sports Interactive. We're going to let go of the left click, and now the 17-18 version of the game is in here. So as you can see now, we have a Football Manager 2024 Retro 0708 database that's renamed like that so it doesn't load, and we've got a Football Manager 2024 current game database named like this so it doesn't load. This means now when I go onto Steam or Epic Games and I click play on Football Manager, it will load this file, which is the 1718 database file. And as you can see in this file, it's got the games, the graphics, the views, etc. Now boys, as well, because this is a new folder, this will not have any of your graphics, any of your skins, or any of your set piece routines in the folder. If you would like to put them in the folder just like you do with the current game, you would have to go into that Football Manager 2024 folder that holds the 1718 database, create a skins folder, create a graphics folder, and copy and paste over your skins. So boys, if I'm in my current game folder and I want to move over any of my skins, any of my tactics, any of my views, let's use the skins for example. Of course, in the current game folder, when you download a skin, you create a folder called skins and you drag and drop your skins into the folder. It's going to be the same if you want to move these skins to your retro databases. So for example, I'm using this 12S Gold 1.3.1 skin. I'm going to click copy onto that. I'm going to go back into my Sports Interactive folder, into my current folder that is holding the 1718 database. I'm going to right click, new folder, make a folder called skins, right click again, and paste that skin in. This means that if I load Football Manager and I go to my preferences to change my skin, this skin is going to be there just like it does on the base game. Of course, boys, you can do this for anything that you import on Football Manager, the views folder, the graphics folder, any tactics you want to bring over. You can treat it like the current game. Also, boys, in the current 1718 folder, now we've added our skins. There is also a games folder that does hold a day one database game file. This game file has all of the playable leagues and any regens that can be added to be used. So boys, now you have got your folder named Football Manager 2024. When you click in now, you've got your skins folder, your skins set up, and if we click into the games folder, as you can see, you've got a 1718 database day1.fm file, which is a game file you can use in game. Now, if you are not going to use your own custom league setup, you can just use this day one file and run a game with the Regen mod. If you are looking to make your own custom league setup, you are going to have to watch the rest of the video now, and we're going to show you how to install the Regen mod to make sure that the regens come through in your save with the correct faces. But like I say, boys, if you are going to use your own custom league on FM24, you are going to have to install the Regen mod separate. So stick with me for the rest of this video now. We're going to show you how to do the Regen mods and the Regen faces. Right, boys, let's get into installing this Regen mod. Now, before we get going any further, if you are on any other platform other than Steam, you can actually go to the Go file folder and you can download something called EDT file locations, which is a major step in downloading this Regen mod. This is to help you locate where your EDT file is. So if you are going to be unaware where your EDT file is and you are on any other platform other than Steam, give this a download and it will tell you whether you're on Mac, Game Pass, Epic Games. It will help you find this folder location. Now, I've downloaded Football Manager on Steam, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do it the Steam way. The first thing we're going to do, boys, is go into this mod pack folder for 1718. We're going to click into the 1718 Regen mod. We're going to go into Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Football Manager 2024, Data, Database, DB, 2430, and EDT is where we're going to end up. What we are now going to do is copy and paste this EDT file somewhere else. Now, like I said, I use Steam, boys, and how I can find where I need to copy and paste this, I can actually do this through Steam. So as you can see, I am on my Steam now. I've got Football Manager 2024 selected. If I right click on this and go to Properties, once Properties is opened, if I go to Install Files, I can click Browse. Once I click Browse, it will take me to my Football Manager folder, as you can see at the top there. Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Football Manager 2024. What I am now going to do is the same process as the Regen mod folder. I'm going to click Data, Database, DB. Now, this is where it can be different. If you look at the Patreon post, it will tell you what number to select. For this Patreon post, we have been told to select 2430. So I'm going to click into the 2430 folder. Another post might be 2400, etc. So we're going to click into 2430 now. Now, boys, now you're into the correct folder. As you can see at the top here, Data, Database, DB, 2430, and there's an EDT folder. What we're going to do now is paste the previous folder from before. So if I click paste, so boys, once you click paste, you're then going to click replace the file in this destination. It's copying the items over. We're going to click replace, and that was very quick and smooth. And when we refresh, it should be copy and pasted. If we go into permanent, we have now got the 1718 regens in our EDT folder in permanent. This is all you have to do for this step with the EDT folder. Like I said, boys, if you are on Mac, Game Pass, or any other platform other than Steam, make sure you go to the Go download file link where you've got all your downloads for the database. It will show you exactly where to find this EDT folder. Now, boys, we can load Football Manager 2024 after sorting out our EDT folder. What you boys are now going to do once you've got onto the game is start a save as normal. We're going to click into start a new game. We're going to click into create. We're going to click start a new game. We're going to click career. And as you can see in the top right, we've got the database, the 24.3.0 update. Now, this should correspond to what you see on the Patreon post. So on MrTini23's Patreon post, it is the 2430. And as you can see here, the numbers are 2430. If we click into here, we've got the editor data file, 27/2018, retro database FM24 v1.2. Like I said, boys, this should line up with the update game file that you are playing on. We're then going to click confirm. We're going to click choose game mode. We're going to click original advanced setup. Now, if any of this part takes longer than expected, the loading game database or even loading into the save once you've selected the leagues, this is a completely normal thing. The database in the background is doing thousands of changes. Don't worry, your computer's not going to set on fire. It's not going to take off and grow wings. It just does take a while. I'll be back once my game database is loaded. Right, boys, my game has finally decided to load the database. Like I said, boys, that part can take a while. You don't have to panic. I've literally just been sat here for about 3 minutes waiting for it to load, but now it's loaded. You're going to make a save exactly how you normally would, so you can add and remove any leagues you'd like to do, make any playable, view only, however you like to set up a database, you can do it. Once we've set up our database and we've chose our game start date, we're just going to start the game. I'm going to load in just as normal. And again, boys, as you can see, it's now on the setting up game database screen. Again, this could take a while. Of course, there's thousands, if not millions, of changes going on in the background. Go make a brew, go have a relax for a minute, but don't worry, your computer's not going to blow up. This is just going to take a little bit of a while with all the changes in the background. Once we're in the game, I'm going to show you the club profile screen and show you how everything should look if everything's installed correctly. I'll be back in a second. So, boys, we are in our 17-18 database now. I'm going to be using the Premier League as an example. Now, if you've set up everything correctly, you've got the folders in the right place. You can see now that all of the clubs have their badges. We've got the 17-18 Premier League table with teams like West Brom, Huddersfield. What an absolute mess this Premier League was. Also, boys, just a quick one. When you get on to your manager screen on Football Manager, you need to go back to your EDT file. Now, remember, if you want to find your EDT file on Steam, you can go to Football Manager 2024, Properties, and Browse, and it will take you to here. Like I said, boys, if you are on anything other than Steam, there will be a method of how to find your EDT file in all of the download links. But for example, now we're on the manager screen, we're going to go back into here, Football Manager 2024, into Data, Database, DB, 2430, EDT, Permanent, and we're going to delete the 17-18 Regens files. So we're going to click on this, right click and click delete. This is going to stop any regens loading on any of your normal saves, etc., as it is in the editor data for your Football Manager 2024 folder. Let's get back onto the game now. For the purpose of this tutorial video, I'm going to quickly show you Man United for an example. If I click into Man United, as you can see quickly, I've just moved my webcam. You can see the current captain says Bruno Fernandes and the vice captain says Rafael Varane. Say, for example, you began a Manchester United save. When you get to the point where you pick your captains for the season, this graphic will update. So, for example, if I pick David De Gea to be my captain and Rio Ferdinand to be my vice captain, after doing that and continuing, that graphic will change. So don't worry, the current players will move. You just got to get to that part in the game. But as you can see, boys, the database is working perfectly. If you look at the Premier League here, we've got all the badges, we've got all the retro kits as well. That Man United black Chevrolet kit is unbelievable. As you can see as well on the season preview, there's David De Gea with his face, Koscielny, James Milner, Alderweireld, Azpilicueta. All of the graphics and the database is working fine. Now what we need to do is sort out our regens. And to sort out our regens, we actually need to be at the point of our first youth intake on our save. So when you do your first save on the 2017-2018 database, the next step you are going to do is when you reach the point of your youth intake. So everything we are going to show you in the next step will be at the youth intake date. I'll mention it when we get to that part. I am now going to play through the save and get to the youth intake point, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get the regen faces working. So boys, if you have started a save before the 1st of April and you are looking to do the regen faces, just listen to this quickly. So from the 1st of April onwards, MrTini has actually created a new spreadsheet to do the regen faces. If you have started a save before the 1st of April, you are going to have to find an old faces.rar file. So as you can see here, for example, I'm in the FM24 1314 mod pack. If I go into the graphics here, as you can see, there's an old regen faces.rar. The process I'm about to show you does not change, but if you are doing something on a save that you started before the 1st of April, use the old regen faces.rar file file in the mod pack that you are installing on. Whether that's 9495 or 1314 0708, whatever you're using, use the old regenfaces.rar for the next steps that I'm about to show you. Right, boys, as you can see, we are now at the 10th of April 2024 when our regens come through. What we are going to do is go to our shortlist and go to our player search. And as you can see, you've got all the normal players, your Messis, your Neymars, your Ronaldos. What we need to do is narrow down this player search to just the youth intake regens that have come through. So what we are going to do to do this, we're going to go to click new search in the top right. Once this opens, we're going to click on the cog here in the bottom left. We're going to click manage filters and import filter. As you can see, this is going to take you straight to the filters folder, and you should have a filter called IS New Gen Search Filter. Click on this and then click load. Once you've loaded this, this will be in your manage filters. You are going to click on it again. You are then going to click OK. Go back to your bottom left cog. If you click on this again, as you can see, it then puts it here. It's ticked. It says is new gen, is not, and blank. You are not going to touch anything else here. You're just going to click OK in the bottom right. Now, as you can see in the background, we have got loads of regens that have come through. You've got Bukayo Saka, Josko Gvardiol, Trubin, Adeyemi, Greenwood. It's just all players that are 16 and under that are coming through the youth intakes. The next step you're going to do is go to the overview button here above where you will have all your players. You're going to click overview. You're going to hover over custom. And you're going to click import view. Now, if it takes you here, this is fine. You're just going to then click into the views folder. And as you can see, we've got a views file called Regen Faces V4 by MrTini23. Click on this. We're going to click load again. Now, boys, we are on this view of the Regen Faces V4. Where Bukayo Saka is here, we're just going to click there on the tick. We're going to go Control A, and it is going to highlight and copy all of the youth intake here. What we are then going to do is go to FM in the top right. You are going to click this drop down here that says print screen. Click into this and it will ask you how would you like to print. You're going to keep it on web page and click OK. You're just going to save it to your Football Manager 2024 folder, boys, just for the ease of finding it. You're going to click save, and that's that step done. Right, boys, now you have saved your screenshot. You are now going to go back to your Football Manager file and find that screenshot. As you can see, boys, I am now in the Sports Interactive folder. If I go back into Football Manager 2024, which is our 17-18 database, you will have that folder called untitled.html. If you chose to edit the name to faces or whatever, it'll be that called .html. I just didn't name it. Now, boys, once this is open, the first thing that we are going to do is scroll down all the way to the bottom and just check that the SI Games is there. If that's there, that means it's working correctly. After you've done this, you can go back to the top. What we're going to do is hold Control and press A. This is going to highlight everything in here. We're then going to right click and click copy. Now what we're going to do is go to the Patreon post and open the Regen Faces spreadsheet that will be on the Patreon post of the 17-18. Once you open it, it should look like this. Now what we're going to do when we come in here, we're going to click onto file and make a copy. We're going to make a copy. It doesn't matter what name it has, just leave it as that. Make a copy. This might take a little while to load, so I'll be back in a second. Right now, boys, now we have made the copy of the folder. As you can see at the top here, we have Regen Faces and we've got copy of Regen Faces in A1. We're going to right click and we're going to paste. As you can see, it is pasted all the information, and as you can see in the top right, there is also a blue bar. This is just loading for the next part of it. But if you paste correctly, boys, as you can see, you got the UID, the PA, all the player names, the potential ability, the numbers, etc. What we are then going to do is go onto the output at the bottom. So as you can see here, we've got import and output. We click onto output, and if this has worked correctly, you should see all the players' names here with the numbers. So you can see we've got Saka, Gvardiol, Trubin, Adeyemi, all of the regens. What we are now going to do is click onto the A button here, and what this is going to do is going to highlight that full A column. We're going to right click that and we're going to click copy. What you're then going to do is go back to your Football Manager folder just like this. You're going to go into the graphics, into the Regen Faces. As you can see, this is the folder that holds all of them Regen Faces that you've just put in there. We're going to click this and scroll all the way down. I'll move my webcam for this part. As you can see in the bottom right of my folder, you have the config.xml file. We're going to right click with this. Yours might say open with notepad. Mine says edit with notepad. We're going to click on this, edit with notepad. It's going to open, and as you can see, we've got this 20-line code here of the record and all of this stuff. What we're going to do now is highlight all of this and delete. So I'm going to click backspace and it deletes everything. And what we're going to do is paste all of the highlighted records that we just had from the spreadsheet. So as you can see, if I scroll back to the top, we've got the record that's in, but now we've got Bukayo Saka, Gvardiol, Trubin. We have copied all of that A1 folder, so it's copied all of this stuff from here Saka, it should look very similar. So as you can see, Bukayo Saka's 1 Bukayo Saka, 319, 15, 186. If I go back into this folder, we've got 1 Bukayo Saka, 319, 15, 186, graphics, pictures. And this is now going to change all of your regen faces from the blank FM ones to the ones from that folder with all the regen faces in. Now what we're going to do at this point, boys, we're going to go to File at the top left of our config, and we are going to click on Save. Make sure that is saved, because if it's not saved, you'll go on Football Manager trying to load the faces and it won't work. Now that it's saved, we can minimize that, go back onto FM, we can go onto Preferences, clear cache, reload skin. This may take a while because you are loading in the skins of all the regens, but once this is done, we're going to head over to the shortlist, which we're going to do now. Go to the shortlist, you have all the players here, change back to a normal view, and if we click into Saka, look at that beautiful smile. I can't tell you how happy I am to see it. So as you can see, boys, Trubin has got his face, Adiemi has got his face, Mason, we won't mention him, has got his face, and Noni Madueke has got his face. Now, MrTini himself has told me that if you find any players in the database like Irfan Bell, for example, with a face, this actually might just be an actual new gen from the game. Or if you actually find any real players without any faces, you can actually message him and he'll get them into the pack. He'll then release that and constantly update it. But of course, there might be a few anomalies here and there. But as you can see, the main players here, Bukayo Saka, Adeyemi, Greenwood, Madueke, Dragusin, they've all got their faces. Now you have got your faces on your 17-18 database. So boys, now at this point of the video, you will have the 17-18 database set up. You will have all your graphics working, all the kits, all the badges, all the correct teams in the correct leagues. You will now also know where to find the regens on the shortlist with the views and filters. And also you would have completed the regen faces steps through the spreadsheets and through taking the screenshot. Now you are ready to play your 17-18 save. I hope this tutorial covered everything you needed to know. Of course, in the comments below, feel free to leave comments if you have any issues, any difficulties. We'll reply as fast as we can. Of course, again, a massive shout out to MrTini23 to putting this whole database together. Like I said at the start of the video, boys, you boys don't understand how many hours he puts into this to have all the regens come through at the right time, get all the faces working, all the teams with the correct graphics. It's absolutely insane. Like I said again at the start of the video, top link in the description, you will find his Patreon where you can purchase to download any of his mod packages, whether that's this mod package, the 17-18, 13-14, 07-08, 94-95, etc. And like I said, boys, this tutorial has worked with every single one. So if you ever need help with another database and you're struggling to remember what you did on the previous one, come back to this video. It'll be the exact same steps to download the database from start to finish. Thank you so much for watching another video. If this tutorial helped you, please make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. In fact, actually, if this tutorial helped, leave a comment saying done, or leave a comment saying thank you for making this tutorial. It is now working. So if I can help one person do this, that would mean the world. Have a great rest of your day, boys. See you on the next video.